then it becomes a really special thing. Sometimes the writers just keep writing what they were writing no matter who they cast. And then, basically you're stuck with that. But once a writer kind of loses that little bit of ego that says he's the only thing that matters, then it becomes the collaborative effort, which in any kind of a performance situation makes it more the sum of the parts.
Special is special. Beast Wars is special. Probably the fact that it was on for such a limited amount of time makes it and keeps it special. We're all privileged to have been a part of it. And I don't think we'll see it like again, not in the cartoon. Some of the story in the live action though, and you always get characters that you can flesh out there. But in the cartoon world, special is special. You're special.
Those cards and letters coming to the companies that are in charge and say, hire the whole back and get the show back in the row.
I don't want to be repetitive and say some of the same things that the other three have said, but it's really very true. This was an infrequent, very special experience. And it's just all kind of touching, too. I'm sorry that sounds a little on the corny side.
Oh, there was a lot of touching.
It did.
This is for Lou and Pamela.
Pauline.
Way to do your homework.
It's okay.
So,
I hung out with Scott Mcniel last night. It's all his fault. Anyways,
I tend to affect the brains in adverse ways.
if you two were asked to come back to a Transformers series, whether it was a sequel to Beast Wars or even one of the animated, would you do it?
in a heartbeat, yeah.
In a half heartbeat.
Yeah, and hope that it would be half as good as Beast Wars. Keeping fingers crossed. But as I said, once in a lifetime something like this happens, and we're all here to celebrate it. And I imagine you'll be at the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Special is special.
I've never seen anything like this, and I've been doing animation work for 15, 20 years, and I've never seen a response to a series like this. This is just, this weekend for me has been revelatory. Absolutely. I know it's 1, 2, 3, I can't count that many syllables. But I've been amazed by the generosity of people, by how much it's meant to people, by the comments that people make about how the things that we did and the philosophy behind the show is, it's hard to understand, it sounds so self-important, but it's changed people's lives. I'm astounded by it. I'm astounded by it, because for the most part, as Scott says, do the 22 minutes, sell the toys, go home. So for this to have affected people so deeply for such a long time is quite astonishing to us. I think we're all a little bit still in shock.
The funny thing is, too, I mean, we do a lot of cartoons, all four of us. A lot of, we've been working in the business for a long time. We do stuff and we do shows. This one right off the get-go, we were going like, wow, this one's been fun. But you still have no idea. Mark Hamill and all those groups, they were going, I don't know, I'm doing some space movie in 1977. They didn't know that it would turn into what it turned into. I mean, there's no way we can imagine that 10 years later we'll be sitting here and like suddenly hanging out with you.
Can I say something else that may not be absolutely appropriate, but this might be the last opportunity, because I think this is the last sort of panel discussion with the four of us, and might not have another chance again. This is my, speaking for myself, this is the very first convention I've ever gone to. I've been told they were a lot of fun, good things, but I didn't really, wasn't quite sure what to expect. I just think everybody, all the people we've met, it's really quite exciting to see people who are so taken with this show and how much they love it, and also how incredibly sweet everybody has been. So, speaking for myself, and I suspect for the other guys too, thank all of you so very, very much for the interest and thoughtfulness you have about this show and about us being here. Thanks, Mel.
Thank you all.
stepping in the front yard. And you kind of touched on a little bit earlier, this, I guess kind of pointed towards Richard and Scott, who both work on these machines. Sorry. And it seems to be a bit of a sore subject. And I guess the way I phrase my question is, now that you work on, both of you on Cybertron and Scott on Armada and Energon, has your Beast Machines becomes the greatest show ever made? What made you go about Beast Wars? What about Beast Machines made you go, what the heck? And has that changed since you've now worked on the later series? Well, I mean, the later series are literally, it's like, okay, get them in, produce them, get them out. I'm more by far of a trend span than any of the people involved in the production. They're just like, oh, whatever, man. And it's dubbing and it's printing. Beast Machines, I mean, it still had the heart. There was a lot of effort went into it. The only problem that we had, and I think from what I gathered, they were trying to do a 3-season arc with that, and they just took too long. And all of these, like 14 episodes in, we're like, we're still doing the same thing. Nothing's happening. Please give us a story enough back information.
Quit running.
It looked brilliant. I mean, I thought visually it was stunning. I thought the character designs were amazing. It kind of just took too long to get up to speed. So when it finally did start moving, by then it was too late. They went, well, you know what? Nobody's interested. Let's pull the plug. So it never made it to season 3, which is theoretically where everything was supposed to get interesting. Which is unfortunate. I think it was just a slightly less experienced writing staff, and they just, boy, Gary freaks in the studio. What is this bullshit? There is nothing happening in the series. I hate this. What's the writer? Give it me monkey. How did you do that? Okay, Rattrap keeps whining. Optimus keeps getting zen. Thanks. Let's do it again tomorrow. Exciting episode of Beast Machines.
Yes, sir.
So this one's from the league. You usually don't make characters like air racers. So what was your favorite part about that role?
Just everything, getting a chance to do such a lovely character that wasn't villainous on a grand scale. That seems to be what I do a fair amount of. Really big, I can be really loud. Villains and that sort of thing, which is tremendous fun. But this had a positivity and, as I said yesterday, a gentleness, a bravery, a moral sense. I just thought it was wonderful. A wonderful opportunity to do something, try to do something. Hope it did.
When I hear from the studio, you had a specific memory one day in the studio doing the research, either a fun anecdote or a moment where you thought specifically, oh, this episode is really something different, or I really appreciate this line.
I have one, if I could tell you. I never told the other person who was sitting at this table, but